Hello Humanoids, this is Ash Robotics and my name is Hari Shankar. This video is about installing Ubuntu Desktop OS version 20.10 into Raspberry Pi. And also we are going to see how to enable remote desktop sharing so that we don't need any external monitor to control the Raspberry Pi. Before we start, if you did not subscribe the channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. If you have any doubts or suggestion, you can ask me in the comment section. Let's see how to do that. These are the components we need. In this video, I am using Raspberry Pi 4, which is having 8 GB of RAM, and also I have attached some heatsinks. I am using this 3D printed case, which I found the design online. You can attach a 40 mm cooling fan to it. The link to the 3D design available in the description. I am using 32 GB SanDisk micro SD card, and you also need a micro SD card reader. For initial setup, we need to connect the Raspberry Pi to monitor. For that, I am using this micro HDMI to HDMI cable. You can find the image file in official Ubuntu website. The links available in the description. Once you open, click on Get Ubuntu for the Raspberry Pi and download 64-bit Ubuntu Desktop version 20.10. Click on the download button to start the download. Next, we need to download Balena Etcher. By using this software, we can flash the image file into micro SD card. As I am using Windows, I am downloading 64-bit portable version of the software. Click on the download button to start download. As you can see, I have downloaded both image file and Etcher software. Next, we have to download and install VNC Viewer software. With real VNC server, by using remote desktop sharing, we can connect and control the Raspberry Pi. I am downloading Windows version of executable file. Once the software download, click on it to install. Follow the instruction to install VNC Viewer into your system. Once the software installed, open VNC Viewer. Since we did not add any new connection, it may look blank. We can add later once we found the IP address of the Raspberry Pi. Now insert the SD card into micro SD card reader and connect it with your system. Once it is inserted, make sure the micro SD card is formatted. Once the SD card formatted, open Etcher software. Once it is opened, select Ubuntu Desktop image file and select micro SD card drive. Once both selected, click on Flash button to flash the image file into SD card. It may take several minutes to complete. Once the flash complete, the micro SD card drive will change to system boot file. Now remove the micro SD card from the system. Now assemble the Raspberry Pi with 3D printed case. Once it is assembled, insert the micro SD card into Raspberry Pi. For initial setup, we require a monitor, so I am connecting this micro HDMI cable to the Raspberry Pi. And also, you need to connect mouse and keyboard. I am using wireless mouse and keyboard, so I inserted wireless Bluetooth adapter and connect power adapter pin to the Raspberry Pi. Make sure that you are supplying 5 volt 3 amps. For screen recording, I am using this HDMI video capture device. You can use any monitor, even you can use a television which have HDMI support. Once all connected, power up the Raspberry Pi for first booting. Once the boot complete, you will get a pop-up for initial system configuration. Here, select your language and click continue. Here, select the keyboard layout and click continue. Here, you can connect with your local network. Once you connected, click continue. Next, you have to select your time zone. Once selected, click continue. Here, you have to choose name and password for your system. Once done, select login automatically and click continue. Now the system will install and configure the initial setup. This may take a while. Here, click skip to continue. Here, select the option that you want and click next. Click next. Here, you can install the application that you want, else click done. Once all done, as you can see, now it is ready to use. Now click on the menu and select terminal and add to favorite. Do the same for setting. The first thing we have to do is update the Raspberry Pi. In order to do that, open terminal window and type sudo apt-get update and hit enter and enter the password. This will download all the package informations of your system from internet. Once that complete, now enter sudo apt-get upgrade. This command will download the latest version of all the packages. Now we have to check whether SSH is enabled or not. Type sudo systemctl status SSH. As you can see, the SSH is not installed. Without SSH, we can't connect the Pi from another system. To install SSH, type sudo apt install open SSH-server and click enter. Once it is installed, now check the status again by typing sudo systemctl status SSH. As you can see, now it is installed and enabled. Now we need to check the IP address of the Pi. Type ifconfig and hit enter. If nettool package not installed, you can install by typing sudo apt install net-tools. Once the package installed, type ifconfig again. You can find your Raspberry Pi IP address here. Now open settings to enable screen sharing. Make sure that Pi is connected to right network. Now click on sharing option. Click this toggle button to enable sharing. Now select screen sharing and enable this also. Make sure the network that you have connected is enabled for screen sharing. If it is not enabled, you can't able to connect. Next, I am enabling media sharing. Well, this is optional. If you want, you can enable. Next, we have to enable remote login. Click on the toggle button to enable and close the window. Now we have to disable the encryption option for remote sharing. In order to do that, open terminal window and type the following. And hit enter. OK, final step. We need to add some configuration in the config file. Go to the following path. Type cd/boot/firmware and hit enter. Type ll and hit enter. It will display the list of files available. As we need to edit the config file, type sudo nano config.txt and press enter. Here, use the arrow keys to move the cursor. Now type the following commands here. The reason for adding the following command is when you try to power up the Pi without HDMI cable, by using this configuration, we are telling the Pi that HDMI is connected to that port. Without this configuration, you can't able to connect to the VNC viewer. If you want, you can change the resolution later. and make sure that you commented this line. Once all done, press Ctrl S to save and Ctrl X to exit. Now reboot the system by typing sudo space reboot. Now the system has rebooted. Type ifconfig in the terminal window and note down the IP address. Now open VNC software in your system. Now go to Files and select New Connection. Here type the IP address of the Pi that you have noted. Now give the name for your reference. Leave remaining as default and click OK. Now the new connection has been created. Double click on that to connect. Click Continue. Here type the password and check Remember Password option and click OK. As you can see, now you can able to control the Pi from your system. Now I am going to power off the Pi to try without HDMI cable. Power off the Pi first. Next, remove the micro HDMI cable from the Raspberry Pi and power up again. Now open VNC software in your system again. Double click on the connection to connect. Click Continue. As you can see, without HDMI cable, it is working fine. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.